The room stayed silent. Sunlight poured through tall windows. Golden curtains glowed softly in the quiet mansion bedroom. Sophia lay on the expensive bed, head buried deep. Her short breaths broke the silence, barely audible sounds. She gripped a mopstick tightly in her right hand. A forgotten bucket sat on the floor beside her. Her maid uniform looked wrinkled, damp with fresh sweat. Her small dark face seemed tired, broken, yet peaceful. Soft leather shoes echoed gently on cold marble floors. Johnson Anderson entered, froze, eyes wide with pure shock. He saw his young maid asleep on his bed. Surprise filled him, but his heart stayed strangely calm. He stepped closer slowly, watching her fragile sleeping form. She was barely 18, small, clearly beyond exhaustion. This was no laziness. Deep fatigue had claimed her. He bent down gently, tapped her shoulder with care. Sophia woke suddenly, eyes snapping open in terror. She shot upright, heart pounding, confusion clouding her face. Then reality hit. She saw him and panicked fast. "Sir, please forgive me," she cried, voice breaking quickly. She fell to her knees, clutching the mop tightly. "I didn't mean to fall asleep. I swear it. I stayed up all night. I was so tired. Please don't fire me. I beg you, sir." Tears poured down her cheeks. Fear shook her body. Johnson stayed quiet, heart heavy with sudden pity. He had never seen such terror over sleep. He knelt beside her, voice soft like a father. "Sophia, tell me why you didn't sleep last night." She sniffled, looked away, shame burning her cheeks. "My mother is very sick," she whispered softly. "I cared for her all night." She kept coughing. "I had to come work today for my salary. I need money to buy her medicine this month." Johnson's chest tightened, pain rising in his throat. "What about your father?" he asked with gentle care. She swallowed hard, tears falling faster than before. "Armed robbers shot him when I was 14. Since then it's only me and my mother. I was top of my class in secondary school. I dreamed of becoming a doctor one day, but we had no money, no one to help. I became a maid to keep us both alive." Johnson listened silently, tears forming in his eyes. The room grew quiet again, heavy with her truth. He stood slowly, wiped a tear, took his phone. "Driver, bring the SUV now," he said firmly. Sophia looked up, confused, hope flickering in her eyes. "You're coming with me to see your mother." She stared, speechless, unable to believe his words. Minutes later they drove through dusty Lagos streets. Adjagunal roads were rough, air hot and thick. Johnson had never seen such poverty up close. Sophia led him to a small, cracked house. The broken door creaked. Sickness hung in the air. Amanda lay on a thin mattress on the floor. Her coughs shook her pale and trembling body. Johnson dropped to his knees, heart breaking instantly. "Driver, call an ambulance right now," he ordered. Soon Amanda was rushed to a private hospital. Johnson paid every bill without a second thought. Sophia held her mother's hand, tears falling quietly. 2 days later Amanda began to improve fast. Her coughs softened, color returned to her cheeks. Johnson stood outside the ward, speaking to doctors. He checked results carefully, treating her like family. Sophia bowed deeply, gratitude shining in her eyes. "Why are you doing this for strangers?" she asked. Johnson took a slow breath, voice heavy with memory. "My wife died giving birth to our third child. I almost lost myself to grief and emptiness. I promised to help anyone I possibly could." Sophia's heart swelled, tears welling up once more. Amanda reached out, held his hand with weak fingers. "Thank you for seeing us," she whispered softly. Johnson smiled warmly, eyes bright with quiet purpose. "You'll both move into the mansion after discharge." Amanda blinked in shock, unable to process it. "Call me Johnson. That is final," he said. 3 days later the SUV returned to the mansion. Amanda stepped out, walking steadily, holding Sophia's hand. She looked up at marble pillars in pure awe. The garden was perfect, fountain bubbling in sunlight. Sophia entered through the front door as a guest. Mrs. Ada welcomed them warmly with open arms. She showed them to grand rooms side by side. Queen beds, silk curtains, walk-in wardrobes amazed them. Johnson arrived with his daughters, Sarah and Amika. Sarah smiled shyly. Amika hugged Sophia instantly. "This is your home now," Johnson said proudly. "Amanda, a data analyst job waits for you, Sophia. You're going back to school right away. I hired a private tutor for university exams. You will study medicine. Your dream lives here." Sophia cried happy tears, dreams awakening once more. Lessons began daily at 9 with Mr. Daniel. Sophia proved brilliant, mind sharp as a surgeon. Amanda grew stronger, started part-time at the company. Evenings filled with laughter, family dinners, warm talks. One night, Johnson and Amanda shared soft glances. Friendship deepened quickly into something tender and real. A trip to Abuja changed everything between them. They talked for hours, shared pain and old dreams. Back home one evening, Johnson knelt on one knee. He proposed with a diamond ring under moonlight. Amanda said yes, through joyful tears and shock. Sophia ran out, hugged them both with love. The wedding was elegant in the mansion garden. Amanda walked down the aisle glowing like honey. Vows were heartfelt, promises of love and healing. 9 months later, baby boy Emma was born. The house exploded with joy and new life. Sophia passed exams, earned full scholarship to medicine. She thrived at university, discipline guiding her path. She met George, a kind neurosurgeon from Ibadan. They fell in love, built dreams side by side. George proposed in the garden with family watching. Their wedding was beautiful, filled with light and laughter. 3 years later, Sophia gave birth to twins. She named them Jerry and Janet with love. The Jerry Amanda Foundation launched soon after that. It helped poor girls chase education and dreams. Years passed, love grew, family expanded with joy. Amanda faced cancer again, but fought and won. Surgery succeeded. She returned stronger than ever. The foundation grew, changing hundreds of young lives. Sophia became a leading pediatric doctor in Lagos. She discovered she was pregnant with twin girls. Nora and Nadia arrived healthy, filling hearts again. 15 years later, they celebrated love and miracles. Johnson and Amanda renewed vows surrounded by family. A golden plaque honored Amanda's strength and grace. Sophia called Johnson Dad for the first time. The family photo captured healing, kindness, endless love. One simple act of mercy changed everything forever. Kindness opened doors no money ever could buy. From a maid asleep on a bed rose hope. A billionaire's heart chose compassion over cold anger. A broken family found home, purpose, and light. Love healed wounds, built empires of gentle grace. The story ends where true wealth begins to. Years rolled forward. The mansion grew louder with children. Nora and Nadia started school, uniforms crisp and white. Jerry and Janet followed, chasing cousins through marble halls. Emma Jr. became the ringleader of every prank. Johnson's hair turned silver, but his smile stayed young. Amanda's laughter echoed daily, richer than any boardroom deal. Sophia opened a children's hospital wing bearing her father's name. George led neurosurgery, saving lives beside his wife. The Jerry Amanda Foundation now sponsored 2,000 girls. Every December they hosted a grand scholarship ball. Former maids, orphans, and street girls wore ball gowns. They danced under chandeliers once cleaned by their hands. Sophia always spoke last, voice steady and proud. Never forget the day someone refused to look away. Amanda stood beside her, eyes shining with quiet tears. Johnson watched from the back, heart fuller than ever. One quiet evening, rain tapped gently on the windows. Johnson and Amanda sat on their favorite balcony bench. He held her hand, tracing the ring he gave. "Still the best decision I ever made," he whispered. She leaned her head on his shoulder, content. From a mattress on the floor to this peace, their grandchildren's laughter drifted up from the garden below. Johnson closed his eyes, letting the sound wash over. "I once thought money could shield me from pain. Now I know only love and kindness truly do." Amanda squeezed his hand. No words needed between them. Inside, Sophia tucked the little ones into bed. She kissed each forehead, whispering the same prayer nightly. "Thank you for the day." Kindness knocked on our door. George joined her, arms circling her tired waist, ready for another set of twins. He teased softly. She laughed quietly, shaking her head in mock horror. For girls are enough chaos for one lifetime. Yet her eyes sparkled at the thought of more. Midnight settled, the mansion finally hushed and still. Moonlight painted silver across family portraits on walls. A journey that began with one exhausted maid asleep, now filled every room with love, purpose, and legacy. Kindness, once a single spark, became an endless flame. Generations would grow under its warm, protecting glow. And somewhere, a new girl, tired and unseen today, would one day find her own door opened wide. because someone remembered how it felt to be saved. The story never truly ends, it only multiplies. One act of mercy still ripples across Lagos nights. From a billionaire's bedroom to hospitals, schools, and homes, love kept writing new chapters in unbreakable ink, and the Anderson mansion stood as living proof. White tents rose again in the garden, now twice as large. 500 scholarship girls arrived in buses, eyes wide with wonder. Former beneficiaries returned as doctors, lawyers, pilots, and proud mothers. They carried their own children to meet Auntie Sophia and Mama Amanda. Johnson, now 80, walked slowly with a cane carved from ebony. His silver hair glowed under the sun, smile still gentle. Amanda, elegant in gold lace, moved like she was 40. Cancer never returned. Joy had become her strongest medicine. Sophia, hair touched with graceful grey, took the stage first. She wore the same white coat she earned decades ago. Behind her, a giant screen showed old photos, the cracked adjuginal house, Sophia asleep on the billionaire's bed, mop in hand. Gasps turned to tears as the crowd recognized the beginning. Johnson joined her, voice steady despite the years. "I was looking for nothing that day," he told them softly. "I found everything when I chose to see her pain." Amanda stepped forward, holding a small wooden box. Inside lay the original mopstick, polished and preserved. "This is our relic," she laughed, tears shining bright. From this stick came hospitals, schools, and thousands of futures. The audience rose in thunderous applause that shook the tents. Nora and Nadia, now surgeons themselves, unveiled a new bronze statue. It showed Johnson kneeling, gently waking a sleeping girl. The plaque read, "He stopped, he saw, he cared." Emma Jr., tall and broad-shouldered, now CEO of Anderson Holdings. He announced the foundation would fund 1 million girls by 2050. The cheer that followed could be heard across Lagos mainland. That night, fireworks painted the sky red, gold, and green. Grandchildren and great-grandchildren danced till dawn on the lawn. Johnson and Amanda slipped away to their old balcony. He carried 2 glasses of fresh palm wine, tradition unbroken. They sat in silence, watching colors burst above the city. "Think she's proud of us?" Amanda asked, voice low. Johnson knew she meant the first wife, Cynthia, in heaven. "She's smiling wider than all of us tonight," he answered. Amanda rested her head on his shoulder one more time. From one exhausted maid to this army of dreamers, he kissed her forehead, eyes wet with grateful tears. "Love keeps winning, Amanda, it simply refuses to lose." Far below, Sophia looked up and saw their silhouettes. She raised her glass toward the balcony, heart overflowing. George wrapped an arm around her, twins now grown beside them. "The story still isn't finished," Sophia whispered to the night. "No," George smiled, "it's only just beginning again." And somewhere, in another dusty corner of Lagos tonight, another tired girl with big dreams closed her eyes to sleep, unaware that tomorrow, kindness would knock softly once more. Because the flame started in one bedroom never went out. It only grew brighter, warmer, and forever unstoppable, that even the smallest kindness can rebuild the world. Johnson Anderson breathed his last on a quiet Tuesday morning. He lay in the same bed where Sophia once collapsed. Amanda held his hand, singing the old hymn he loved. Sunlight poured through those tall windows, golden as ever. His final words were soft. "I saw her, and I'm glad." The nation mourned. Headlines called him the kind billionaire, yet the funeral felt more like a celebration of light. 10,000 scholarship girls lined the road in white lace. They carried candles and sang the song Amanda taught them. At the graveside, Sophia placed the polished mopstick gently. She whispered, "Thank you, Dad, for waking me that day." Amanda stood tall in black, eyes dry but shining. She told the crowd, "He didn't die, he multiplied." That evening, the mansion gates stayed open all night. Former maids, now CEOs, doctors, governors, streamed in crying. They touched the bed, kissed the floor, thanked the room. Emma Jr. announced the Johnson Anderson Mercy Trust. Every year it would pay full university for 10,000 girls. Nora and Nadia unveiled the new Children's Cancer Hospital. Its entrance statue, a billionaire kneeling beside a sleeping maid. Amanda, now 90, moved slowly but never stopped smiling. She spent mornings reading letters from girls across Africa. Each letter began the same. "Because of your family, I won." Dawn. She sat on the balcony, Dawn painting her silver hair. She felt a soft breeze, smelled Johnson's old cologne. "I kept the promise," she whispered to the empty air. Sophia found her later, asleep in the same chair. Amanda had gone peacefully, a faint smile on her lips. The double funeral became the largest Lagos had ever seen. 2 coffins side by side, covered in white hibiscus. The president spoke, but the scholarship girls sang loudest. They laid Amanda to rest beside Johnson under a mango tree. On the shared headstone, one line was carved deep. They saw the invisible and made her unstoppable. The mansion became the permanent home of the foundation. Every room turned into offices, classrooms, and safe hostels. The master bedroom stayed untouched, a museum of mercy. Visitors still cry when they see the bed and mop. Generations of girls sleep there one night before university. They wake up believing impossible things can still happen. Nora, Nadia, Jerry, Janet, and all the grandchildren vowed, the flame will never die as long as one girl dreams. And every year on the anniversary of that quiet afternoon, at exactly 3 p.m., the whole compound falls silent. 10,000 voices whisper together across the gardens. "Thank you for stopping. Thank you for seeing us." Then the bells ring, laughter returns, and the work continues. Because kindness, once ignited, refuses to ever fade. A maid's exhausted sleep became the heartbeat of a nation. And somewhere tonight, another tired girl closes her eyes. She does not know yet that tomorrow the knock will come. But it will come, soft, gentle, and life-changing. Just like it came for Sophia, all those years ago. The story never ends. It only finds new dreamers to carry forward.